Good morning, my dear students. My name is Polaj Biswas, Assistant Professor, JIS College of Engineering, Kolani. In the today discuss the car types conveyor. The subject is the materials handling, and also this one is the lecture number 18. And the few outlines is the consider according to this the car conveyor. The one is the car types conveyor, carriage train, and the flat top train conveyors, and the trolley conveyors also. The car type conveyors. The what is the car types conveyors? The basically the conveyor systems will be concentrated when you have to convey these materials from the one place to the another place. And already previously we have to discuss the what is the chain conveyor, what is the belt conveyor, what is the third belts conveyor, and the all things also will be discussed according to this the different type of conveyor systems. Okay, and the car type conveyors is the basically the small car, and also this will be constructed in a handling systems that like this materials will be the handled the transfer during to this the one place to this the another place. Basically the series of small cars it will be the consist of a platforms. Basically we can see the different fare. Okay, different fare we can see the that's like a toy trains, and that's like a small carts will be mounted on this the platforms, and this will be transfer this materials. And also the this is the enjoying when you have to that's like a on small riders also will be concentrated according to this car types of conveyors. And during to this the different production industries, different production industry also require to this the different type of product will be produced. And also this will be transferred to the different type of materials from this the one shop to this the another shops. And also this type of conveyor systems will be mounted on the fixed platforms. And all there is the no excess workers also will be required during to this the transfer of materials from this the one station to the another stations. And this is the very much more benefited during to this the car type conveyor. And the small cars, and during to this small car will be mount small car, that is the series of cars will be connected in these small platforms. And the platforms cars also will be available. And some things we have to concentrate like the Ramosi Film City, and the small car conveyor we can see in this the one and the fixed region will be there. And during to this the fixed region, and this car you have to given to your this materials to this the one cards. And also this will be rotated during to the a belt is the mounted to this the lower part also. And during to this will be the continuous process. And also you have to given some power. And this car will be rotate car will be rotated on this the uh, on the small bit. And also this will be go to this and this type of conveyor consists of a series of small platform cars propelled by an endless chain. And this will be concentrated according to this the endless chain. And this endless chain also will be running to this the car. And this will be given some power. This is the two wheel also will be mounted to this on. And also this is the movement to this. And running on the closed tracks, running on the closed tracks. And also the this will be car types conveyor may have the vertical round arounds over the sprockets having the horizontal axis. However, more often they are designed with the horizontal round around the car uses over the sprockets or the sieves for rope drives also will be concentrated according to this one with the vertical axis. Now this type of conveyor is also the carousel conveyors or the platform pallet type conveyors also will be concentrated according to this. And this type of conveyors, and we can see they are designed with the horizontal roundups. And also this will be movement to this round and rounds. And also sometimes we have to given the different type of park. And baby toys and this is the basically the similar type of this the car types conveyors also. And this few loaded you have to given to this the transfer of materials from this the. And also you have to concentrate according to this the mode often they are designed with the horizontal round rounds and over the sprockets and also shifts for this the rope drives also. And during to this the ropeway drives, and this is the concentrate according to this the CarType's conveyor, and on ropes will be there, and this is the vertical axis also will be concentrated. This type of conveyor is the car usual conveyors are the track is placed more or less in a horizontal plane also, and this car may either be permanently attached to the driving chain or cable. And basically a few cases we can see that this driving car is permanently attached to this the driving chains, and or this cable, or the or may be propelled by the pusher dogs on chain or rope against the lugs of car. This driving chains is generally positions at the bottom side of this the car between the two tracks rail, and a few cases we can see the different type of in the different type of fare, and also the small toys small the toys type, and this is the one round shape also will be there, and in the different fare, and you have to see in the fare we can see in the these small kids will be rides on this the car, and also this car will be movement, and sometimes we can see this will be rotate according to this the manually, and few cases we can see this will be rotate to this the automatically, and this cable may be propelled by this the pusher dogs on chain or ropes against lugs on car. The driving chain is generally positioned at the bottom side of the cars, and you can see the driving the generally positioned at the bottom side of the car between the two tracks rails. Between the two tracks rails also will be concentrated during to this the two tracks rails. This is the movement on, and also this wheel will be concentrated according to this the two tracks rails, and this will be movement during to according to this the rail is the rotate. Similarly this will be rotated, and also this is the concentrated according to this the track rails. These loads may be manually loaded, unloaded, or the may be designed for this automatic loaded. You will be there, and we can see in the different industry then materials will be transferred. This the automatically loaded and unloading procedures also will be concentrated according to this the different industry, and in the small scale industry this will be loaded will be the manually, and sometimes you can see the man labor will be reduced during to this car type conveyor, this transfer of materials from this one place to this the another place, and all things also will be concentrated according to this the design of the designing process of the car types conveyor, and the which type of conveyor systems you have to concentrate the either this will be the automated and or manually, and this is the concentrate according to it, the depends on this the design. And another things here, a few cases we can see the unsize and unsize of materials, or the not is the proper shape and size materials will be concentrated can be transferred by this the car type conveyors, and also the loading through the tilting of car top of this the unloading points. Basically we can see the each and every students in the in your nearby home or the different places. You can see the one car will be transfer these materials, and also this will be unloading power unloading times the not will be breaking will be come from this the transfer materials. Then these materials will be the unloaded or the unloading procedures will be done by this the automatically, and all driver this will be uploaded on this the cars on the pulling on this the lower on parts, and another is the not is the fully uploaded, and then this is the concentrate to this the cost labor cost also will be reduced during to this the unloading positions, and the through this will be required to this the tilting of the car top at unloading points. Top and unloading points also will be concentrated when a photographs a view of this car type conveyor also seen, and you can see the concentrate the different wheel and different wheel and two rail type types is here to this the bottom ends, and this is the connected to this the wheel during to this the rail, and also this will be transfer on this the wheels properly, and in these places your the loading will be required to this the manually, and not is the more number of labor will be required during to this the loading or this the unloading conditions. On this the one one person will be loading point, another person will be standing on this the unloading person. Then this two person is enough for this the loading and unloading purpose according to the manually will be the loading and unloading. And a few times we can see the hazardous environment and also the hazardous materials will be transferred. Then this will be difficult for this the loading and unloading purpose. For this type of materials you have to transfer with this automatically, and this automatically concentrate according to depends on this the or designs of the procedures. And for this is the very advanced also will be there during to this the CarType conveyors. And a few applications are there. The CarType chain conveyors are particularly used for carrying heavy or irregular shapes large objects like molds in the foundries. And this will be I previously discussed the which type of materials is the transferred during to this the CarType conveyor. And basically the hazardous environment, there is the no man will be standing on that point, and there is the no loading will be procedures on this that point. Then this type of materials will be transferred during to this the CarType chain conveyors. And basically suppose the small examples, what is the our glass factories, and the glass factories and the glass will be glass is the produced, and this production industry, when the glass is produced and this glass will be transferred from this the just come out from this the casting zones, and then this will be transferred from this the that point to this the so much large distance. And then this is the not standing on that points on this the product, because this is the huge hazardous will be creating on that point when this will be standing the number of quantities will be the more. Then this is the difficult for this the mass production procedures. For during this times this is the very difficult to handle during to this the manually. For this type places we have to concentrate according to this the automatic conveyor procedures, just like the CarType conveyor, as like as your this the belt conveyor also will be concentrate according to this the transfer of materials. For this the particulars for the carrying the heavy or the irregular shape large object like the molds, and that like you have to concentrate according to this the molds of the molds on this the foundry application. That's like the casting procedures you will be concentrate according to this. And the coils for this rolling plant etc. And the coils for this rolling plants, and sometimes we have to send the rolling plants. This will be cross section will be reduces during to the two rotating rolls, two or more than the number of rotating rolls also will be rollings, and also this will be push up on your sheet metals during to this cross section will be reduces. Then this come out the reduced product, and then this type of product will be is the size, and the irregular shapes also will be found during to this the rolling plants. And this is a very difficult to transfer by this by manually. For this will be concentrated according to this the CarType conveyors to easily transfer from this the one place to the another place. And this is the concentrate according to this the coil for this the rolling plants etc. These conveyors conveniently used to combine different process operations during the transportation of the loads. And these conveyors conveniently used to combine different processing operations will be concentrated during the transportations of the loads. And the rolled coils may be cooled, and the rolled coils may be cooled. Molten metal may be solidified in the mold, and this is the difficulties. The rolled coils may be cooled sometimes, and this is the so much cooled, and this cooling zone not will be touched by this the manually. Suppose this is the temperature is belong to this the minus 0 degree minus 1 degree centigrade or the 0 degree centigrade. This is the difficult, and during this cold period you have to difficult to touch. And another things, the molten metal may be solidified in the molders. Basically may be solidified, that means during to this the casting industry you can see when the output product is the come out, then this that place there is the no properly solidification will be there, and during to few times is the concentrate according to this the solidification, but you have to wait for this the solidification, then your production will be the less production also will be concentrated according to this the wait for this solidification. For this the during to this the solidification times you have to transfer your materials or this the product for this the during to the transfer from the through the car conveyors. And and during to this the transfer periods of this the CarType conveyor, then product also will be the solidified, and then this will be go to the room temperature, and also this is the shrinkage alliance also, shrinkage also will be there during to this the movement from this the one place to the another place by this the CarType conveyors, and then this will be concentrate according to this the solidified in molds, and as sometimes we have to concentrate the assembly of the components may be achieved, and sometimes we can see the assembly of this the component in a place, and then the different shop to come out the different equipments and the different parts, and the different parts will be come from this the different places and the different shops, and this will be concentrated on the on places will be the assemble, and during to this the assemble times you have to concentrate to this the transfer or this the come from this the materials from the another place, then this will be difficult. For this you have to concentrate according to this the CarType convert to the assemble places, assemble and of this the component maybe as if the testing inspection may be performed, etc., and this will be also the assembly of the components, and also maybe as if, and the another times we have to concentrate according to this the testing inspections may be performed by this by the CarType conveyor during to this types of transforms. You have to concentrate according to this the testing inspections, and the conveyors with the horizontal run arounds can be arranged to move in any straight or the regular safe path in the same horizontal plane will be there, and this will be concentrated with the horizontal run arounds can be arranged to move in any straight or the irregular safe path in the same horizontal plane, hence called counter types. Counter types which makes them very suitable for us in different process, and another things this will be concentrated according to this the suitable for this the moves to the any state or the irregular shapes for the same horizontal plane, hence the called the counter types which makes them very suitable for us use in different forces. The plan for this the pick up and the delivery of materials from and to desired location of this plant also will be concentrated according to this the we have to require to this the picking of this the materials, picking of this the plant, and also this will be delivered to this the materials from the different locations of the plant, and this will be inside of this plant you have to concentrate according to this the CarType conveyors. What inside of this the plant different the different shops you have to require to this the transfer the different products, and sometimes you have to concentrate the different shops you have to pick up this materials, and also this will be conveyed to this the another shop. Suppose our college we can see the just like or the in this 2 or 3 years later the back you have to concentrate to this the copy will be transferred to the different places, just like the different department. This is the transfer through the through a conveyor system, and basically you have to use to this this region the maybe a CarType conveyor also will be concentrate according to this the transfer of materials to the different region for the location of this according to this the location of the plants. And another the carrier chain and the flat top chain conveyors also will be here. The carrier chain conveyor consists of one or more number of endless chain to which may be attached on of the many different attachments for the purpose of carrying units, materials or objects. In many cases the materials are conveyed while between the being directly in contact with the chain change, and basically this is the carrier chain also will be concentrated according to this the more number of endless chain will be connected to which that this will be on attachments also will be there, on a different attachments also will be purpose the carrying materials or this object, and this will be concentrated the convey with the being directly in the contact with the chain, and flat top chain. And these conveyors have a broad applications. These conveyors have a broad applications in practically all fabricating and processing industries also will be concentrated according to these steps. The carrier chain and the flat top chain conveyor also will be concentrated according to this. Particularly in the fabricating and the processing industry, just like the food processing industry also will be concentrated according to this, and just like the different baby foods products and also the juice, this will be also concentrated according to this the processing industries. This is the applications of this the CarType conveyor, and also this will be transferred during to this the conveyor, and the different designs of attachments are used for different type of materials, and this is the also the different designs of attachments are used for different type of materials. And the carriers and conveyors are generally classified into the two basic types, and basically the carriers and conveyors are generally classified into the two basic types. One is the rolling types carriers and conveyors. In these classes of conveyors, the chain are provided with roller moving on the tracks or the minimum of frictions, and this will be concentrated according to this the reduce of frictions, and with the roller movements, and the roller moving of the tracks, this will be concentrated according to this the minimum number of frictions. And another things, the materials are supported on the attachments also will be there, and in a variations of this type of conveyor, the roller may be used for supporting. Roller may be used for this the supporting. Suppose the during to this the belt conveyor, that this roller is the supported, and also this is the concentrated according to this the idler. Okay, and this is the idler, that means that this is the given some support systems, and not will be the to protect the sagging on this the belt, and this is the concentrated according to this roller. During similarly, this roller is the act as a on this the belt conveyor. Similarly, in the variant of this type of conveyor, the rollers may be used for this the supporting, as like the idler pulleys, and the objects while the chain acts as the connecting and propelling link for this the rollers also will be there. The rollers may be shaped to accommodate curved face objects or may be flat face to carry. And basically the roller may be shaped also will be concentrated to this the accommodate, and sometimes you can see this will be the curved face objects or maybe the flat face of to this the carry all during to this the rollers. The objects with a flat surface also, the rotation of the carrying rollers often the causes the objects to move, and the objects will be the flat surface is the concentrate according to the rotation of this carrying rollers often causes the objects to move at the higher velocity than that of the chain, and sometimes you have to this is the move at a higher velocity than that of the chain, and this will be also the rotate of this the flat surface, rotation of this carrying roller, and this roller also will be rotate, and this is the higher velocity then from this the chain, and this will be required to given the support, and also given to this the notice the motion, and also this is the supports will be given, and just like a roller will be rotating, and this will be given to this the speed is the higher from the chain, and also this will be turned to this the forward directions. Okay, and there is the no difficulties is arise during to this the movement of this the carrier types of this conveyor, and the sliding types carrier chain conveyors is the in this class of conveyor the loads are carried directly, and the few is concentrated according to this the road carries directly and the indirectly, and the sliding time carriers chain this will be conveyed these materials, and also this is the load are carried directly to this the direction of this movement on one or more chains, while the individual chain slides on a tracks or surface are through surface of throw, and basically we have to concentrate the one or more chain with the individual chain slides or tracks or surface or a throw to this the forward directions on this the sliding types chain carrier chain conveyors. And another things will be discussed according to this the trolley type conveyor, and basically the what is the trolley type conveyor, and another thing each and everybody also used to this the trolley types conveyor. Basically, suppose you have to travel from this the one station to the another station. That like suppose you have to travel from your home to hostels or your mess, then you have to packing all this materials, that's like your the cloth, books, and your toothpaste, soaps, all things you have to packing in this the bags, and these bags you have to you can see this is the lower part, the one four wheels also will be concentrated, and the two wheels will be sometimes you can see this will be the four wheels, another things you can consist of this the two wheels, and these two wheels you have to push up on this during to this two wheels you have to push up your bags, and this will be movement very easily from this the your creating direction, the wheel direction you have to want the movement of your bags, and this will or the your trolley, and this conveyor consists of a series of trolleys supported from an overhead endless tracks and propelled by an endless chain or cable with the loads usually suspended from this the trolley, and basically the these trolleys that are like a car types conveyor, and during to this is the concentrate according to this the support from the overhead endless tracks, and during to this endless tracks, and this will be the movement properly by an endless chain or cable with the loads usually suspended from the trolley, and this will be sometimes you have to suspend it from this the trolley, and this will be movement, and also your materials will be properly handled from this the one place to the another place by using to this the trolley type conveyor, and this is one of the most versatile type of chain conveyor, and basically we have to concentrate according to this the versatile chain conveyor, and this is the trolley type conveyor will be the one of them, and this wheels can be work in the horizontal and inclined path, and this will be concentrated according to this the horizontal and inclined path, vertical curves and horizontals turns to flow complicated routes, and this will be another thing is that here the walk in horizontal and inclined path, the vertical curves and horizontal turns to follow complicated routes also will be there, and the different structural members are used as tracks for overhead trolley conveyors with inclined I-beam double angles. Also you can see the different structural members are used as track for overhead trolley conveyors which includes I-beam double angles also will be here, and sometimes you can see the I-beam and the double angles also will be concentrated according to this the structural members are used for this track for overhead trolley conveyors, and another things the T-rays, steel bars, pipe and fabricated sections. The you can see that during to this the T-rails, steel bars and the pipe and this fabrication created sections also will be concentrated according to this. However, I-beam is the most common tracks. I-beam is concentrated according to this the most common tracks, and these tracks are laid at the higher level suspended from roof buildings, and this will be concentrated according to this the suspended from this the roof buildings, and this will be I sections, and most common tracks also is the concentrated according to this the movement of this, and the structure of the hands from this the floor mounts the columns and rotate around the obstacles also will be here. This structure or the hues from the floor mounted columns and the rotate around the obstacles, and the overhead operations allow free floor space and no interference with equipment or traffic at the floor levels. Also you can see that there is the no overhead operations allow free floor space and no interference with the equipment or traffic at the floor level. For this reason, the trolley conveyors are also called overhead conveyors, generally two-wheeled. Also you can see that basically the trolley conveyors, the overhead operations allow free floor space and no interaction with the equipment or traffic at the floor levels. This for this reason, trolley conveyors are also called the overhead conveyors. Generally, two wheels also will be concentrated according to this. The trolley or more wheel the trolleys with load bar between them for the handling large loads are used. The loads are suspended from the carriers, bolted to the trolleys brackets. The hooks and the trays are the most hooks and the tray are the most common carriers also will be concentrated here. Basically the trolley or the more wheel trolleys with the load bar between them for this the handling large loads are used. The loads are suspended from this the carrier voltage and to this the trolley buckets. And you can see this is the figure view of this the trolley conveyors. You can see during to this one is the trolley conveyor, and so many trolley will be the hang on this the upper end, and this is the lower end also. You can see concentrate according to this. Another things is that the load carrying trolley conveyors also is the concentrate, which is the main type, in which the trolley and the load also is the concentrate according to this the load carrying trolley conveyor is here. And the carriers are permanently fixed to the pulling chain, and the carriers are permanently fixed to the pulling chain is the concentrate according to this the load carrying trolley conveyors is the main type is trolley, and the load carriers are permanently fixed to the pulling chain also will be there. And another thing, the carriers are permanently fixed to the pulling chain, and the carriers which is the permanently fixed to this the pulling chain, and the load propelling trolley conveyors also here, in which the trolley with loads carriers travel on tracks being the pushed by pusher dogs attached to the pulling chain, or the chain trolley also will be there. And this is the concentrate according to this the pusher dog attachment, and to the pulling chain to the chain trolley is here. The special advantage of this the load propelling conveyor also is called the pusher trolley conveyor, and this is the during to this the advantage of this load pulling conveyors, and during to this the load pulling propelling conveyors, and this type of is called the pusher trolley conveyors is here. The is the capacity to divert the load carriers from the main track to a branch track for attaching different operational requirements also is there. Is the capacity to divert the load carriers for the main tracks to a branch track for achieving different operational requirements. And you can see that this is the on of this the trolley conveyors, and this one is the trolley, my friends. This is the trolley, and also this will be mounted to this, and according to this the hanging by this the chain, and this is the on chain also will be concentrated during to this, and this will be hanging on this the on this chain, and also this will be movement according to this, and also transfer of materials from this the one place to the another place. And another thing is the load twin trolley conveyors. The load twin trolley conveyors, in which the trolley are permanently secured to the pulling members, and this is the in which the trolley are permanently secured to the pulling members, and specially designed hooks or rods from also will be there. Rods from also the trolley engaged, and the two floor mounted trucks carrying the loads. In this case, the conveyor may be made very light, as the load in basically carried on the floor, and when this load will be transferred on this the floor, and then the engaged two floor mounted trucks carrying the load. In this case, the conveyor may be made very light, and according to this the weight, as the load in basically carried on the floor. And but the advantage of free floor type of conveyor conveyor, this will be the working space is lost, and according to this the working space is lost, and according to the space is the very valuable according to the industry, and because this is the destroyed of space, and this is the not will be done this is the proper job. For this is the difficulties, and for this we have to destroy it, and also destroyed, or the working space is the lost. And for this the particular type of trolley conveyor is also classified as overhead trolley conveyor. The suspended tray trolley conveyors, as shown as the swing tray conveyors also is there, and these conveyors consist of the two standard of chains between which are pivot mounted a series of the trays to carrying in parcels also is here, and the parcels movement of various unit loads, and the force component, the force component box etc. Also complex continuous comprising horizontal and vertical paths in one vertical plane is concentrated according to this. As the tray are pivot mounted from the links of the chains, the trays along with their loads always remains the suspended vertically, irrespective of the path of the chain also is here. The suspended trays conveyors are loaded on vertical sections manually or automatically by specially designed loading device is here. These conveyors are particularly used for raising, lowering of loads between floor conveyors, materials between the processing equipments can loads without transfer between the interlinks horizontal and the vertical sections is here. The conveyors may be used for the carrying load through processing stations like the drinking, pickling chamber etc. is the concentrate according to this the carrying load, the load through this the processing sections is here, like this the pickling chambers etc. A typical layout of a pivot bucket conveyors showing different components of the conveyors will be here. This is the you can see that this is the one figure. According to this is the one is concentrate the pulling chain. The on you can see that this on is the concentrate according to this the pulling chain, and the 2 is the concentrate equal to buckets, and the 3 is concentrate according to the vertical guides to prevent oscillations. 4 driving the sprockets. We can see that this is the fork is the sprockets, and the track take up sprocket take up sprocket take up sprocket is concentrate according to this the 5, and this one is the take up sprocket is concentrate according to this one is the take up sprocket, and this take up sprockets and the taping device, and this 6 will be here, that this is the 6, and also this is the concentrate according to this tipping device. The layout of the pivots buckets conveyors is seen on this figure. The design of the trays are adapted to the requirements of loads and methods of loading unloading procedures also will be concentrated. The trays may be flat or curved. The spray may be flat or curved. When the sprays are made of the steel plates in the shape of buckets, and another things the for carrying powders or granular bulk loads, the particular conveyor is called pivoted bucket conveyors also will be here. The pivoted bucket conveyor, this is the bucket is the conveyor through this the material, and this will be concentrated according to this the pivoted, and for this is called the pivoted bucket conveyor. The bulk materials is feed into the buckets on the lower horizontal section and carried through various sections without transfer, and hence is not crushed end routes. The pivoted end the pivoted the buckets are bucket as discharged at the upper horizontal planes, and the selection automatically by trippers or the dischargers. The buckets are fitted with the projected curved arms or guides rollers, which are on coming in this the contact with this, and with the arms of tippers tip the buckets also will be concentrated. And another friends, next classes we can discuss the components of chain conveyor. Thank you friends.